The quote is from Heraclitus, a pre-Socratic Greek philosopher. He said, "No man steps in the same river twice." Now, what did he mean by that? What's the meaning of this quote? What does it tell us about life? It tells us that life is dynamic and we can't repeat it. Every time we take a step, every time we turn around, things have changed. We have changed. The circumstances have changed. Even if we wanted to, we cannot repeat our lives. Each day is a new day with its own circumstances, its own opportunities, its own challenges, and we need to be prepared to face them. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot. It's all there. Everything influences each of us. And because of that, I try to make sure that my experiences are positive. You know, like when people say, "Oh, I am so glad I went to that party," or "I'm so glad I went to that school," or "I'm so glad I grew up in that town." Because those things have shaped them into who they are today. And that could be good experiences or it could be bad experiences. I think about this often because where I grew up in a small town in Kentucky was not the best place for me. It was just a very difficult childhood. And so I decided that I never wanted to repeat those mistakes. So I made sure that I got out of there as fast as I could. And I also made sure that I did everything I could to make sure my kids didn't grow up thinking that that was normal. Because whatever your childhood is like, whatever your background is like, if you repeat that over and over again, then you're going to think that that's just how life is. But I wanted to raise my kids knowing that there is something better out there. And everything we do, everything we say, everything we think, everything we see, everything we hear, everything we read, everything we eat, everything we drink, everything we wear, everything we put on our bodies becomes part of who we are. And we become part of that thing. Like, I don't even think about eating McDonald's anymore. I don't even think about drinking soda pop anymore. I don't even think about wearing jeans anymore. And I don't really miss those things at all. And the reason why we become what we do is because we absorb things and we integrate those things into who we are. And that is why we are so influenced by our experiences. And because of that, I always try to make sure that my experiences are positive. Now, I'm not saying that negative things won't happen to us. Negative things will happen. Bad things will happen. People will get sick. People will die. People will lose their jobs. People will go through divorces. People will lose their homes. Things will happen. But the point is, it's not what happens to us. It's how we react to what happens to us. Like when things go wrong, do you go into a victim mentality or do you look for the opportunity in what has happened? You see, when someone loses their house in a fire or they lose their house in a flood, they lose everything. They lose their belongings. They lose their memories. They lose everything. But sometimes people will say, "You know what? This is an opportunity for me to downsize. This is an opportunity for me to really look at what I have and what I need and what I want to do with my life and how I can create a better life going forward." People have lost everything and they come back and started over and had a better life than they had before. So it's not about what happens to us. It's how we react to what happens to us. And that is under our control. And because of that, I try to make sure that when things happen, I make sure that I choose to make it a positive experience if at all possible. If someone comes up behind you and they grab your shoulder and they say, "Hey, get out of here, you're gonna jump." But if they say, "Hey, get out of here, I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna stay and you're gonna fight." Your reaction is based on the interpretation that you put on the event. And that is true for everything that happens in life. It's not the event, it's our interpretation of the event that causes us to have stress or to have a positive experience. So I try to make sure that everything that happens to me is a positive experience. And I try to surround myself with positive people, positive experiences, positive thoughts, positive pictures, positive books, positive music. All of that makes a difference. And it's made a big difference in my life.